Imagine sailing across a dangerous ocean, leaving your homeland behind, chasing a dream of freedom and a new life. This is the story of how a group of daring settlers built what would become one of the most powerful countries in history, the United States of America. The story begins in the early 1600s. People from England and later from other parts of Europe, like the Netherlands, France, and Spain, came to the New World, a land already home to millions of Native Americans with rich cultures and traditions. Many came seeking religious freedom, escaping wars, or searching for wealth. Others arrived on the famous Mayflower in 1620, landing in what is now Massachusetts. They became known as the Pilgrims, and they created one of the first agreements for self-government, the Mayflower Compact. Over the next century, 13 colonies were established along the East Coast, each with its own economy, culture, and beliefs. From New England's fishing and shipbuilding to the southern colonies' tobacco and cotton plantations, the seeds of America's diversity were planted early. But life was not easy. Harsh winters, disease, and conflicts with native tribes tested the settlers' strength. Yet, through determination and trade, these colonies grew stronger. For many years, the colonies were under British rule. At first, it worked. Britain offered protection and trade, but by the mid-1700s, things changed. Britain began taxing the colonies heavily to pay for wars like the costly French and Indian War. The famous Stamp Act and Tea Act made many colonists angry. In 1773, anger boiled over in Boston Tea Party, where colonists threw tea into Boston Harbor as a protest against British taxes. The message was clear. The colonists wanted freedom to govern themselves. By 1775, the tension exploded into the American Revolutionary War. Colonists, calling themselves patriots, fought against one of the most powerful armies in the world, the British. Leaders like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin emerged as the voices and fighters for independence. On July 4, 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed, announcing to the world that America was now a free nation. It was a bold and dangerous move, and it would take 8 years of war to win. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris ended the war, and Britain officially recognized the United States of America. But winning freedom was only the beginning. Now came the challenge of building a nation from scratch, uniting different states under one government. The U.S. Constitution was created in 1787, setting the rules for democracy, and in 1789, George Washington became the first president. The birth of America was a story of courage, sacrifice, and vision. From a handful of colonies to a united nation, its founders built something that would inspire people across the world. But this journey was not without pain. Native Americans were displaced, enslaved Africans were forced to build much of the nation's wealth, and conflicts would continue for centuries. Yet the dream of freedom and self-rule planted in the 1600s still drives the American story today. And it all began with a voyage across the ocean and a belief that a better life could be built on a new shore.